All the Moons takes place in late 19th century, where a little girl is hurt by a bomb at the end of the Third Carlist War, and is saved by a woman who brings her to eternal life. This is written and directed by Igor Lagareta, and it just hit Shudder after initially premiering in Spain back in 2020, and then playing at the Fantasia Film Festival in 2021. And it offers us something a tad different, especially for the horror-centered streaming service, because this isn't a horror movie. Now, it's a vampire movie, but it plays along the lines of something like Let the Right One In, or even the highly overlooked My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To from last year. This takes a somewhat grounded approach towards the vampire movie, and presents as a rich character study on the pains that might actually come with being a vampire. And it's presented through the eyes of a child. Our main character, who is at first unnamed but later goes by Amaya, played by Carneros, is turned into a vampire by this mysterious woman who treats her like her own daughter after saving her. And in this universe, it's viewed as a potential gift, as vampires here only have the ability to turn just one person into another vampire, and it should be saved for someone who might truly need it. But as it turns out, Amaya doesn't exactly see it that way, and the film takes place over the course of several years, where Amaya matures emotionally, but is stuck forever as a little girl who can't grow and can't sustain relationships for too long, which torments her as it's something she ultimately longs for. This is especially explored in the main section of the movie, where she gets separated from the woman and winds up in the care of a farmer named Candido, who lost his wife and son, and tries to introduce her to a religious lifestyle, which she sincerely tries to do, though if you know anything about vampire lore, you can take a wild guess how that goes. Its setup does play a little bit into these tropes, where the two lonely individuals learn to bond with one another as a surrogate father-daughter relationship, but Lagareta handles it in such a tender, affectionate way that he pulls on your heartstrings so effortlessly, and it totally caught me off guard. He plays things in a sometimes very restrained, understated manner, without too many big, flashy moments, but unlike a lot of films that have entered Shudder's catalog as of late, I wouldn't call it a slow burn. It's not super fast-paced either, but it strikes a nice balance between keeping things moving along, while also being in the moment with these characters and understanding how they feel. Presenting things through the eyes of a child can be tricky at times, as it causes things to sometimes be a bit oversimplified. But in this case, because of the growth Amaya goes through, we get a surprising amount of emotional complexity that feels totally organic, and it allows us to really connect with the story and these characters who feel so relatable. And I will say, Carneros is excellent here, as this tormented soul who just wants her humanity back. Now, Yosin Bangojeda, who plays Candido, is very sweet as well, but this is also Carneros' first role. And for the amount of nuance she brings to the role, you'd think she was doing this for much longer, so I was very impressed with her performance here. Now, besides playing a little bit into tropes, I did have some very slight issues in terms of the pacing here and there. Like, we do get quite a few time jumps, and one of them towards the end does cause it to briefly lose its momentum for just a touch, before getting back on track to a great finale, but it's nothing that I'd say totally derails this movie. It's just a little jarring when it happens. But overall, All the Moons is a great watch, and probably my favorite of Shudder's originals in quite some time, with some excellent performances and heartfelt direction to give us a rich character study. Even if vampire movies aren't your thing, I think you should give this one a shot. All the Moons gets an 8 out of 10. So let me know, did you see All the Moons, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Do you have a favorite vampire movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.